Welcome back everyone, Dustin here again, Average Guy Hi-Fi, with another subwoofer review. It seems like that's something that you guys like. So the way that I've kind of broken this channel up is I'm trying to do like a home theater speakers, like a review on home theater speaker packages that I pick up. Just grabbed one the other day, so I've got some more lined up for you. But also to do a 2-channel where I got everything hooked up to that Emotiva gear, and then I'll compare it against my Klipsch RP600Ms, and then also do subwoofer reviews. And then whenever I buy new home theater equipment, I'll be reviewing that as well too. Right now I'm receiver shopping because I'm trying to get into the HDMI 2.1 to go with that LG C9 OLED HDMI 2.1. So that's the plan. And then if there's any other ideas that you guys have, again, I want this channel to kind of grow. I'm super, like every time I wake up, I'm looking at the subscriber count. I'm up to like 910 subscribers already, and I'm about 4.5, 5 months into this channel. So when I set out to do this, the goal was to hit 1,000 subscribers within a year. I might even just be able to do that within 6 months, which is just an amazing pace. So it seems like this used home audio, reviewing equipment that maybe isn't being reviewed, trying to look for deals, trying to pass those deals along to you guys and let you know that you have a little bit more buying power if you go on the used market. So it seems like that idea is working. So thank you very much for the support. So we'll jump right into it. This right here is a Klipsch R-12SW Subwoofer. This is a 12-inch sub that I picked up as part of another speaker package. The MSRP pricing on this subwoofer is $349. But as you guys are aware, if you know this sub, it actually goes on sale quite frequently. I think Costco has it for $249, which is just a really good deal. I ended up picking it up with some other speakers. So I have, it's hard to tell exactly how much I paid for it, but I have about $180 into this subwoofer. So I've been listening to it for a few days now. I'm not the biggest Klipsch subwoofer fan in the world. I'm really looking forward to what they've got around the corner that's supposed to compete with some of the factory direct brands. It sounds like from Youthman. Hey, shout out to Youthman. Sounds like they got a new subwoofer around the corner that should be able to compete. Sorry about the noises. My neighbors have been shooting off fireworks all day. I've been trying to wait to shoot this video until they cooled down, but they're out there celebrating early. So again, haven't been a huge Klipsch fan over the years with subwoofers, but I have owned a few of theirs that were very good sounding. Some of the RSW lineup with had the passive radiators. I really like those things. I always wanted to try some of the RT Klipsch subwoofers, which are the tri subwoofers. So it had one front firing woofer, and then it had two passive passive radiators. So they made some really quality subwoofers over the years, but then it seems, minus the Palladium and kind of the big commercial stuff, they didn't really keep up with the higher end market, but it sounds like that's around the corner. So really got my fingers crossed. Hopefully it's something awesome that's around the corner here from Klipsch. But this one right here is just, it's not the reference Premier line. This is more in line with the Klipsch reference, which this is, and more of their entry level. But the performance, I mean, the MSRP is $349 on this. Again, it goes on sale quite frequently. Costco has it for $249, I believe, right now. And definitely a good deal. So listening to it, I picked it up for about $180. Just fantastic, good bass. The specs on it, kind of spin it around, show you guys the dimensions. Basically, it's 16 inches high. It is pretty deep. It's 18.5 inches deep, and then it is about 14 inches wide. And the woofer itself is 12 inches. And then on the back here, it's rear ported, so putting it up against a wall probably isn't a great idea, so hopefully you can have it pulled away from the wall a little bit. And then the plate amplifier on it is a 200 watt RMS, 400 watt peak amplifier, and Klipsch says it goes down to about 29 hertz in the average room. So I believe it. Definitely hits the low stuff nice and deep, and I've been enjoying my time with it, listening to movies and stuff like that. So we'll pop over there. I'll put on a movie for you guys, give you a review of it, show you the Excursion of the woofer, and then I'll come over here and I'll give you guys the Average Guy Hi-Fi score. So stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoyed that demo of Godzilla. That's a really good one to own, just keeping the movie library. If you're still collecting physical media like I am, it just has really good bass response. Definitely put the subwoofer through its paces, as you guys saw in that video. Got the woofer going nice and crazy. So now we're on to the Average Guy Hi-Fi review section of the video. This is where, again, I've owned hundreds of speakers, hundreds of subwoofers actually, as well. And this is where I give you guys my just average opinions. I'm not busting out graphs. I'm not trying to confuse people. Just give you guys some just average dude, kind of what my impressions are of this gear, because it's coming and going. You know, I'm trying to review 2 pieces a week. So the 5 categories are going to be quality. Just the overall quality of the speaker, the cabinet, the woofer, the whole thing. Then we go to the bass response. Obviously, that's very important to many of you. Then we go to the MSRP pricing, kind of how it's stacked up against the competition. Then we go on to the aesthetics, how it looks. You know, a lot of the stuff is subjective, like the sound, like the looks. But again, you just want to give you guys my thoughts on this stuff. Since I'm buying it with my money, I'm reviewing it, and then I'm selling it. My price paid is the last of the 5 categories. So we just take those 5 categories, 10 points being the most. We just average out the scores, and then I give you guys the Average Guy Hi-Fi score. So we'll just jump right into it. From a quality standpoint, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Definitely a high quality for what Klipsch was able to do, in obviously MSRP being considered, for what Klipsch was able to do for this speaker, especially considering its size and the quality of the woofer and all that stuff. For what they were able to do for that $349 MSRP price tag, it's definitely a good job there. So 7.5 out of 10 when it comes to the quality. The cabinet, that material is easily scratched, so be careful. The couple complaints would be that the power cord doesn't detach. I always like it when the power cords come off. And then also the plate, amplifier, switches, and the dials, I felt a little bit on the inexpensive side. Those are minor complaints. Everything else where that really counts, you know, the watts, the woofer, the design of the box, all that stuff is definitely higher quality. So 7.5 out of 10 when it comes to quality. Bass response, I gave it an 8 out of 10. This has really nice and deep bass. It wouldn't call it the most accurate sub on the planet, but you know, that's a hard word to, you know, especially in movie scenes. It's a little challenging. I'm just used to servo subs. I'm used to subs costing a lot more money than this one. But for its price point, again, I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is a very good score. Nice, deep bass. The one complaint would be that it can be a little bit boomy. Placement seems to be a little bit more of an issue than with this subwoofer than it has for a couple of the other ones that I've been reviewing. So look up subwoofer crawl if you guys haven't done that, because basically that's where you put the subwoofer in the main listening position, and then you run bass tones through that subwoofer, and you crawling around the room trying to find where the bass response is the best, and then you're supposed to put that subwoofer in that spot. That way you're kind of make sure that you're not putting your subwoofer in a null, which definitely can happen. You could put a $4,000 subwoofer in a null, and you will not get good bass response. So subwoofers are particular about their placement in the rooms. Now, people like us, me, that have living rooms, sometimes that subwoofer can't go in that spot, but at least mess around, try to get it close where the bass response is nice and best. That'll relieve some of the stress off the amplifier and the woofer itself. So do the sub crawl. Bass response, 8 out of 10. When it comes to the MSRP value, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. $349 MSRP on this subwoofer to get something this size cabinet, ported, 200 watt RMS, nice 12-inch woofer. Klipsch really did a good job. Again, the competitors would be Bic. That would be the one that would most stand out against this subwoofer. But this definitely can be had on sale as well too. So right now, I think Costco has it for $249. So very reasonable price, especially on sale for this subwoofer. But at the MSRP price, 8.5 out of 10. When it comes to the aesthetics, I gave it an 8 out of 10. I did complain about this brushed finish just before its durability and how easy it is to scratch, but I do like the look of it. It's a very modern look. And obviously, this is a love it or hate it relationship with the Klipsch copper. I happen to like it. I think that it's kind of a classy look. And then if you don't like it, you can obviously just put the speaker grill back on there, and then you can kind of cover up that copper so it's not such a statement piece. Just have it more blend into the room. Aesthetics, 8 out of 10. Nice clean lines. Pretty good size though, so take that into consideration because it is going to stick out. It might be able to fit under like an end table or something like that, but it does take up some real estate. So if it's going in your living room, just make sure you got a big enough spot for it. 8 out of 10 when it comes to the aesthetics. When it comes to my price paid, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Again, I bought this subwoofer with some other speakers, so I don't know exactly how much I paid for it. Depends on how much everything else sells for. But it's going to be somewhere around the $180 range, so I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. I've had some amazing deals, and I'm not going to keep bragging about deals that I've had in the past. But the reason I rated it lower is because with Costco having this thing at $249, it'd probably be a little bit more difficult for me to get the $180 back out of the subwoofer, which again is what I need to do to keep this channel going. I have a day job. I can't be losing money on the side doing this little passion project that I'm doing. I have been losing a little bit of money here and there, but I think that has a lot to do with the economy and everything that's kind of going on in this crazy time that we're living in. So 6.5 out of 10 when it comes to my price paid, only because I've got really good deals, and this thing can be had brand new for $249, so 180 is not like knocking my socks off or anything like that. So that averages out to 38.5 out of 50, which is 77% average guy hi-fi score. Very kind of my overall thoughts are this is going to suit most people's needs. Obviously, it's not going to compete with the big PSA subwoofers or any of the other captivators or any of the super subwoofers that people like me that are in little condos and duplexes dream about. It's not going to be able to compete with anything like that, but it's definitely going to blow away like a Sonos subwoofer. It's going to blow away like the home theater in a box things. Nothing wrong with Sonos. My friends have that subwoofer, and it's a very good sub too. But this is a whole other animal. This will put out a lot more bass than those things. And so it's 77% average guy hi-fi score. A great subwoofer. If you're in the used market, this thing pops up all the time. So be sure to, hit like a little notification so you get notified when things like this pop up. So I've been getting a lot of requests for my next video to be about how I'm getting good deals. I'm not doing anything amazing or anything special, but I will make that short video for you guys here 4th of July weekend where I just give you some tips to hopefully so you guys can set up searches in your market. So that way, if something that you're in the market for pops up, you'll be notified, all that stuff. So we'll go into that in the next video. So I hope you guys stay safe. If you haven't heard, that's not, gunshots or anything like that. That's my neighbor just blowing off fireworks here. So I hope you guys stay safe this 4th of July weekend. And then, yeah, hopefully you have nice weather too. Enjoy the times with friends and family. Thanks again. My name is Dustin. The name of the channel is Average Guy Hi-Fi.